I have 3 sponsor messages before we get into today's show. First, if you have a great domain name and nothing to show when people visit, you're missing out on potential advertising revenue, leads, and partnership opportunities. NicheWebsites.com can build you a site quickly with a price option to suit any need. But as their tagline says, they don't just build websites, they build businesses. NicheWebsites.com. Second, if you're buying or selling a domain name or portfolio and you want an estimate of its value, Estabot.com is the place to go. Just like you'd visit Zillow.com to get an estimate of a house value, Estabot.com provides key information about the most important statistics so you can make an informed decision based on data. Finally, whether you're buying, selling, brokering, or financing a domain name, you need an escrow company that's properly licensed, bonded, insured, and audited. That company is escrow.com, and they've been doing it since 1999. Escrow.com. It's about trust. Hey everyone, I'm Michael Seiger, publisher of DomainSherpa.com, and this is the Domain Sherpa Review. This is the show where you get to listen to Mike Seiger be really hoarse on the air. I apologize. And it's also the show where you get into the minds of successful domain name investors using real examples so we can learn strategies and tactics. We have 3 sections to the review: an investor-submitted domain name portfolio that we're going to discuss and value, a marketplace list from namejet.com, and we're going to wrap it up with our Name That Price game. Joining us today on the Domain Sherpa Review are 3 past Sherpas and thought leaders. In order from left to right, we have Adam Dicker, CEO of dnforum.com and nichewebsites.com, the company that will help you build, rank, and update your business website. Second up, Andrew Rosener, CEO of domain name brokerage firm MediaOptions and partner of the reverse auction domain name marketplace dnx.com. And Paige Howe, founder and president of joedomains.com and domainoutlet.com, where you always find a good bargain, so go check it out. Sherpas, welcome to today's show.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michael.
It's painful to listen to me, isn't it?
Yes.
You mean today or any other day? Or what do they say?
Stop talking to my wife and getting her lines. We're going to jump right into the first section of the show. In the domain portfolio review, we take user-submitted domain name portfolios and provide honest and constructive feedback to the owners. If you're watching the show on YouTube, click on the link below, not only so we can track who's visiting the show, but so that you can look at all the names of the list and make sure that you get a chance to review them before the Sherpas do. And don't forget to hit pause. Today's portfolio was submitted by Noor Manji. As part of Noor's submission, he made a generous donation to the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center, which helps us all find a cure for cancer. So thank you for that, Noor. Noor submitted a list of 26 domain names, starting with alldad.com, and it ends with what I believe is a typo, Yisrael.com, which is spelled out in English, of course. Adam, let's start with you. What domains do you like on Noor's list, and what retail price would you set on them if you own them and were listing them for sale?
Okay, so let's, now the thing is here, it's a little bit difficult because I like Noor. He's very positive on all his comments after the show, but unfortunately the list is not a list I would give a high score out of 10 on, and we'll get to that afterwards.
Okay.
So let's look at this. Turn down the volume. Certified cars. Hold on one second.
No worries.
All
right,
done. Plugged.
Go for it.
So certified cars. It's not bad. It's a good business idea. Then we skip down to Dubai, UAE hotels. Again, part of the problem I have with this portfolio is he's not monetizing it even right now. Like a lot of these are using GoDaddy parking, which even though I used to run it, is a complete waste of time and revenue. So get it out of there and put it somewhere where it's going to make some money. Flowers.com.co. We've beaten that with a dead horse. Just because one sold for really well doesn't mean that they're any good. Again, it's selling subdomains. That if they shut down com.co, it's a big problem. Free foot videos. I got a call from Rick Ryan about this, the New York Jets coach. I think he's interested in some free foot videos. Galoche. For all of you English guys that don't speak French, it means an informal French kiss. So there you go. So it's still nothing, no ads, no traffic, no search results. Graphic jeans. Again, a GoDaddy coming soon page. Decent business idea if you're doing custom jeans with graphics. Not bad. Hono.co.uk. Probably the one that I like the best on the list because everything that has to do with Hono is one of Michael's favorite places in the world. It's Honolulu. So that one's got good CPC, good ads. I'm not sure I like it as a domain name for Honolulu, but when you type in Hono in Google, it's all you get is ads for a Honolulu, not ads, even search results for Honolulu. Maritime Guns. Maritime is the Canadian Eastern provinces, and since we have laws against guns here and they're almost illegal, you're not going to be able to sell many guns. This ain't Texas, y'all. Premium Dividends. I like this name. Good investing potential for an investment site. Takes some work, but everyone wants premium dividends on their investments. A good example of a name with low appraisal value, only $50, very low traffic, and only one advertiser, and a CPC of 5 cents, which should go as a good lesson to everybody that you don't always have to have a domain that has super huge search volumes, super huge appraisal volumes, and tons of advertisers if you're going to build a business. So it's not a bad one, but it's going to take work to build that business. But it's not a bad one on this list. The rest of them, I'm not really keen on any of them. Smartphone spy cam, no thank you. Supplies rental, good if you want to rent things like maybe lawnmowers or steam cleaners or whatever else you want to rent. Not bad. Tobacco, Sato Part, Vintagize, no thank you. Yijil is a Hebrew name which means shall be redeemed. In this case, a lot of these names should not be redeemed. Unfortunately, again, it's a good list. I'd probably give it a 2 to 3 out of 10 if I was being generous. A lot of work to do, and you'd be best off starting to invest in names that can represent a business. And you always have to look at it and say, would you pay $500 or $1,000 for any of these domain names? And unless you're kidding yourself, most of your answers are going to be no, which is if you can't figure out why you'd spend $500 or $1,000, how can you expect some possible end user or customer to do that? So I do that with all my renewals. And if I can't see why I'd pay that for them, I usually let them drop because it doesn't make sense. So if I had to pick one on the list that I really like, I'm going to go with certified cars only because, and I tried to look for about 15 minutes to see if you actually certified cars in Germany or not. But it seems like you do. So I would go with certified cars. I'd prefer it probably in German, but we'll go with certified cars and premium dividends.
And
Nothing else.
What would you set those at, Adam, if you owned them and you were listing for sale on marketplaces?
Certifiedcars.de, if they actually do certified, I'd say it at 1,500 to 2,000 plus, because there's a lot of advertisers. Most of them, though, are American advertisers.
Right.
That's part of the problem. And I even went to google.de to research it and couldn't find anything that wasn't English. Graphic jeans, again, zero appraised value, but if you've got a company, you can sell it to a company that makes jeans with graphics on them. It's a cool idea. The other one, premium dividends, because it's financial, no traffic, no advertisers, the lowest possible CPC. I'd still put it at about 2,500 plus, only because it's two good keywords that make sense together. So there you go.
All right, 2,500 on premium dividends, and what price would you put on graphic jeans if you
maybe $1,000. I mean, but again, to the right buyer, it could be 20,000 or 30,000.
Right.
But you got to look for it.
Okay,
But
so you might list that one with a.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Adam. You might list that one with a make offer.
Yeah, I definitely list them with a make offer, and most of these, if I got an offer, I would jump up and down like I just won the lottery and sell it for whatever I could, and use the money to invest in one or two high-end names that you could build a business instead of buying all these things. It's not the size of the portfolio that counts, as they say. It's the quality, so make sure you fill it up with quality names.
All right, thanks, Adam. And for the record, I love Maui better than the Big Island. All right, we're going to jump over to Paige. Paige, what do you like on Newer's list?
Well, one, I'd just like to commend my fellow Sherpa, Adam. I thought he did an incredible job of a complete and thorough review of the list, well-researched, took my French kiss line, so I expect no less from Adam's preparedness. So I think, let's see, I didn't really like the list. And you could say, well, it's 30 names, it's $250 if you bought them at registry, maybe less if you used a coupon code. And I think compared to zero, I tried to say, okay, what's the value here compared to zero? But before I get into that, you have a lot of value invested in domain names. You're waking up every day, you're looking at your email, did I get an offer? Did my names get traffic? I sent my names to a guy last night, did he like any? You know, we have an emotional investment in our names. And I can just encourage you guys out there watching the show and gals, you want to have the best list you can. And even though some of these names, when you saw them, you said, man, this could be registered. That's a long way from it could be bought by a third party on the resale market. So I would encourage Nor here to upgrade the overall quality of his portfolio, because even though these might be okay at the list of should they be registered or should they not, are they worth $8, maybe they're worth 10, considering the time, the investment, and the expectations you have that you're hoping to sell one of these, I think you're on a 2 to 5 year plan to sell one of these. And if you had a better list, I think you'd have a chance of selling 1 or 2 a year. So I didn't really like most of the names. I put a 0 wholesale value and an offer value of maybe $200 to $400, like Adam said, hoping to get an offer. My best 3 were Graphic Jeans, which is the one name I would keep on the whole list probably. And just tell yourself you got $250 invested in that one name for all the other ones. Save yourself $250 a year in renewals and concentrate on graphicjeans.com. It's not the perfect name. It doesn't have a lot of trend value, but it does what it says and says what it does. So whether you're going to sell jeans or sell it to a jean supplier. I didn't like the UKs because I couldn't figure out something that Hono or Ono or Ano or something meant when you get rid of the co. So it didn't. And then proceeds is a great English word. Oh my God, it's a dictionary word. A dictionary word domain in .uk, and you're going to send it to guys, and they're just never going to really want it because I just don't feel like proceeds, even though it's a money word, it's money coming in. We just don't seem to use it that much. So anyway, I didn't like those 2. Vintage-ize, I tried to convince myself that there was no E in there and that vintage-ize was spelled this way, but sometimes you just can't convince yourself. Even though this might be proper English and you say, well, it's vintage-ized, we're vintage-izing or something. I couldn't bring myself to like that one. Beauty-esque is probably the second best name on the list, in my opinion, and that's all I could find, really. Graphic Jeans, Beauty-esque, and if you really called me on the table, I might go with logging service, and I'd be emailing tomorrow trying to sell it to a logging service.
All right, so what would you price the brandables, the vintage-ize and the beauty-esque at if you kept them?
I priced them almost all $200 to $600. I might put beauty-esque at $850. I put Graphic Jeans at $2,000 to $3,000 and hope that it pays for the whole bunch.
Yeah.
And then logging service, I'd go make offer, and I'd look at the comms and the nets and the orgs and try to find a contact that might want to be loggingservice.com.
Yeah, and you don't like the certifiedcars.de for Germany?
The international ones for me, you've got 4 different kinds. You've got English, German, German, and Germany. And then the DE is weird because it doesn't really even mean anything in German. I mean, it means what it is, the top-level domain name for Germany, but it's not like it even. So I think you go up against 4 other English words and 4 other IDNs. So yeah, I didn't like it. And then Google localizes search so much now that if I search for certified cars in Germany, it's going to give me my local certified car dealer. So it's that's just kind of gotten wacky. So I didn't like it.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Paige. Drew, let's go back over to you. What do you think of the list? And you're very blue today, let me say.
As much, I'm about to get bluer. As much as I respect my fellow Sherpa's opinions, I have to be a realist here. We literally get sent thousands of domains a day. People that want to sell them, need to sell them. And 99% of those domains are absolutely worthless. And I think that this portfolio, unfortunately, is very representative of that 99%. I've said it before. I used to be a fishmonger. It's very hard for me to be offended. I've got thick skin, so I hope that our friend can take this the same way. But the best piece of advice is you've got 2 options here. Immediately drop, do not renew any of these domain names. Take the $250 and invest it into one domain on NameJet or in some private portfolio that you can flip for $500 and then flip that for $1,000 and then work your way up until you've got something you can actually get your arms around. or just go into a different business. And I do hope that Nora is not doing this full time and that this is just something that he's doing for fun. I really don't want to be a jerk, but I just don't see anything of any value in this entire portfolio. And I can see, the direction he was trying to go with some of these registrations. I think logging service is the best of all of them, but even there, that's a B2B business. Consumers are not going online to find a logging service. So that domain has very little value, even to somebody in the business. I just don't. I don't see how he's going to get his money out of these domains. I think it's a sunk cost.
All right. Well, fair enough review.
Sorry to be blue.
All right. So Noor didn't ask any questions, so I'm going to ask one on his behalf. When he submitted these domains, he had flowers.com.co listed. Next to it, he had a note that mobile.com.co sold for $15,000 in the past. My question to you guys, does a generic word, with massive search volume, big industry, have any impact on the value of another massive word that is a large industry? Flowers, we've all seen all the flowers domains sell for high amounts. They sell pretty readily.
Not all.
Not flowers.mobi. So the question is, can Noor feel confident that flowers.com.co might get an offer within the next 10 years, let's say, because mobile.com.co did, or let's take this a little bit further. If I owned a .io and I was seeing a lot of .ios, maybe one per month selling to startups, is that a good indication? So let's look at the...
Okay, hold on. So .io cannot be compared to .com.co. Now, I don't like .io. I will certainly acknowledge that there are good sales happening in .io, and that's great, and there's lots of people making money there, and that's awesome. I love it. I love when anybody makes money. But .io has been adopted by the startup community in some way, some fashion. It has a purpose. It's short. It serves some niche. Okay, .com.co serves no other purpose than the country of Colombia. .co has been repurposed along the way that .io has, although far more successfully than .io. However, .com.co is what's left of Colombia, and right. Colombia is a big economy, but it's Spanish-speaking. Mobile is the same word in Spanish as it is in English. Okay, so that has a purpose in Colombia. Flowers.com.co has zero purpose in Colombia. I'm not going to say that it probably isn't worth zero, but it's not worth enough to make it, worth keeping or spending any time on. I mean, I'm losing money discussing this portfolio.
All right, Adam, you were going to say something about the .com.co's in comparison to .io. Is that not a fair comparison since they're both CC?
Was there's no two domains are alike. These aren't like townhouses. There's a big difference between shoe and shoes. And just because somebody wants shoes doesn't mean they want shoe. And just because a domain sells in one extension doesn't necessarily mean it's going to sell in another extension. And I mean, comparing mobile to flowers is, I don't think it's even close to a close comparison. It all depends on finding the right buyer. It has nothing to do with the fact something else sold that high in a different extension.
Yeah. All right.
I got some. So I think on flowers.com.co, since he already owns it, I would be the biggest cheerleader of com.com there is. I would join every forum and community that talks about com.co names. I would build it out, and I mean, even if you just put a 3-page site on it and show people that a .com.co site, I mean, now that you have it, as long as it doesn't have a premium renewal, I mean, if you're paying $500 or $1,000 a year for it, that's a different story. But assuming you've made your investment, now it's just going to cost you $30 a year or $60 a year. I think you've got it. You've got to become an advocate for com.co. but it's not like you can just go down to the bank and say, this thing didn't make it as much as it's supposed to. Can I just get 10% of what I invested back? You know what I mean? There's a 9 out of 10 chance it may be worth nothing, but I would still go and play the chance that it's going to work. And if it doesn't work, if someone else gets the bug for com.co, at least you have the best name there. So now that you own it, I think you gotta drink the punch. You gotta get in that community, and you gotta do your best to maximize your asset. That's what I'd recommend them to do.
Stop it. Cut your losses. Move on. Spend the time and the energy that you would spend on going to forums or putting up a website. Take the money, take the time, take the energy, and put it into something that will make you money, not something that's got a 9 out of 10 chance of being worthless. Take the $250, go on NameJet. I bet you there was 5 or 10 names you could have bought today on NameJet for $250 or less that had the potential to be flipped for, at least double your money, okay? Relatively easily. Buy it. I see all the time people buying names on NameJet and then flipping it on DN Forum because somebody missed out on the auction, somebody wanted to bid and forgot, or whatever the reasons are that people don't participate in the original auction. But it happens, and there's opportunities to make money there. Yeah. Don't waste your time on these things. I mean, you need to just look back. This is an education. You spent $250 to $300 here on an education, okay? And you can be happy that it's not $250,000 or $300,000.
Like
you can just say, look, I bought a bunch of crappy domains. I've got 3 professionals telling me that I've got crappy domains, and now I can take that knowledge and I can use it to go out and buy something that's got value. And then you can make money. Right now, this doesn't make you any money. There's no money here. So take what you're learning from knowing that there's no money in it and go out and find something that will make you money.
Since Noor is an avid follower of the blog, I just want to make it clear that it was Drew that was knocking him, not Page 9.
And I'm not knocking him at all.
We are providing constructive feedback.
This is productive. This is productive, constructive criticism.
Look, this is honest feedback. We're not going to love every portfolio. We're not going to love every name. We do love every person that makes a contribution to the Fred Hutch Cancer Research Center.
We sure do.
And we're thankful that Noor submitted his portfolio. So, Noor, we hope this was...
It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of guts to put your portfolio out there in public and say, look, this is what I've got. Am I on the right track? Yeah. And so I applaud Noor for doing that. And, I just hope that we can make him change direction today and go in a different direction and say, okay, I'm on the wrong path. Now I know where to go.
I think Andrew's right, and Noor will probably take his direction. Get rid of most of these, get one good name, and it'll be hirehitman.panama, and that should be about it.
All right, Noor, we hope this feedback has been constructive and useful to you. Thanks for making a contribution to the Fred Hutch Cancer Research Center, and we wish you luck in your investing activities going forward. We're going to move on to the marketplace list. Quick break from 3 sponsors of today's show. First, are you tired of being upsold and cross-sold when you buy or renew a domain? Then try the newest registrar being built from the ground up with a beautiful interface, competitive pricing, and 24/7 support. Uniregistry.com will surprise and delight you. The right domain can change your life. Uniregistry.com. Second, investing in Chinese domains is crazy hard without expert native language advice. Now, as a service to the Western domainer community, TLD Registry offers ChineseLandRush.com. Using ChineseLandRush.com will help you invest in Chinese domains with confidence and without knowing a word of Chinese. Finally, MediaOptions is a boutique domain brokerage firm that gets results. They've specialized in helping companies acquire and sell high-value domain names since 2005, with a client list ranging from funded startups to Fortune 500 corporations. Visit MediaOptions.com to learn more. This section is sponsored by NameJet. We'll be reviewing 15 domain names heading to auction soon. If you like one of the domain names, be sure to click through below. It takes you directly to their site so you can make the bid. I often screw up, and sometimes I'm searching for it and I don't want to necessarily place a bid, and sometimes I type it in the wrong box. Anyways, NameJet. We were just talking about it on the previous one. I'm pissed off because I lost my NameJet auction. Drew, should we talk about this, Drew? Farm Fund. I'm all for supporting the farmers of America, and I'm sure every country has their own farmers. And
Absolutely.
I thought there should be, there probably is, and I've searched, and there is a farm fund. I just lost the auction. I was willing to go up to 500. Drew and I traded some Skype messages back and forth. He's like, I would let it go. Maybe I'd go a few more hundred, but I'd let it go. And then I ended up going to 600 and then 700. And, you guys get sucked into those, right? It's hard to walk away from it when you've said, oh, I'll commit 500 to it. Oh, what's another $100? Oh, what's another $800? So I finally walked away to 1,000, and somebody got it for $1,310 or something. Was that a good buy for the buyer?
Well, that's the psychology of an auction. They make you spend more than you intended to spend. I mean, that's the whole point.
You didn't
they even use words like "you lost an auction." That doesn't mean you lost. Who knows? Just because you weren't the winner doesn't mean you necessarily lost. You could come out better. But I think even that word itself makes you think, "Oh, I lost that auction." And I think it's better to say, "I didn't bid above my comfort zone at that auction."
Yeah. I guess so. So here it was, $1,310. There's the NameJet auction app. If anybody is jealous, I got to beta test it. Yeah.
I think you
Hulu
won.
got it.
I think you won. I think by not paying more than $1,300 for farmfund.com, I think you won.
Well, I don't know. Crazy Dot was bidding me up, and Hulu got it. And anyways, good luck, guys. The list from NameJet today starts with computerschool.com, and it ends with a 3-letter domain name, YIM, YIM.com. Paige, let's start with you on the NameJet list. What do you like from NameJet and why?
Looks like we have a little education theme going today, which up until 2 months ago was an awesome theme with a lot of money flowing around. I think they finally came down on a lot of the online operators and discovered that they're just getting people to sign up for scholarships, keep the money, and no one goes to class. So I think, at the high end, they've taken some big hits lately, but it's still a great online education. I can't wait to see improvement in our education system through some of the initiatives that are being done online. So Computer School used to be a great thing when you either didn't know computers and now you did know computers. Now we all know computers, and you almost want to have a more defined word. But I liked it, so I put a wholesale of $15,000, a retail of $75,000 on that one.
Wow.
My next one, police uniforms. I put a wholesale of $3,500, a retail of $12,500. I just thought it was the perfect category name for that business. I don't know how those guys buy their uniforms, if they have to buy them themselves, if they go to a local tailor. But I'm sure if you could save money and send it to them online, you probably would. Then I kind of like group shopping from a social point of view. Again, I'd like to buy it at the $2,000 to $3,000 range, and then obviously offer it for sale much, much, much higher, $25,000 to $50,000 or something. But I don't know if the term's really taken off, where someone would say another group shopping startup was funded today in Silicon Valley. So I don't know if it has that panache. And then the best name on the list is the 3-letter at the end, YIM. I really liked it. I don't think it means Yahoo Instant Messenger anymore, because no one uses Yahoo Instant Messenger anymore. So I think you're just left with a 3-letter pronounceable with some maybe Asian overtone, if not meaning. So I think it's a rare bird, and I expect it to go $25,000 to $40,000, and whoever owns it probably asks $200,000 to $300,000.
Wow. All right. Good review, Paige. Drew, let's shift one to the left. What do you think of the list, Drew?
Yeah, good list. I more or less like all the names to some degree. I think all the names have value. I don't see anything on the list that I would say is, something I wouldn't bid on. I mean, I would at least watch all of these auctions. Nutrition shake I don't like too much. Yeah, I mean, I think, let's see, my favorite name on the list, I think, is also probably yim.com. I love pronounceable 3 letters. I like phoneservices.com a lot because that's a good lead gen niche.
What do you think of Page's ranges right there? Do you think it'll sell on namejet yim.com? Do you think it'll sell on namejet for 25 to 40 and then maybe pull in a retail value of 200 to 300?
No, I think that's high. I think, although I didn't look at the traffic, it may have substantial traffic.
How do you look at the traffic?
Well, there's a lot of different things. I would look at the Overture score. I would look at Alexa. I would look at the number of searches for the URL, including the .com in Google.
So you infer a traffic ranking based on Alexa and Overture, and you don't get an exact.
Based on a whole bunch of different things that we look at. But,
I'm sorry. So after Yim, what did you like after that?
So to valuation, I mean, I think Page is a bit high. I think probably it's more like 10, 12, maybe 15 grand is my guess. But yeah, if it does have substantial traffic, which it may, then he may be in the right ballpark.
But we see 3 letters. We see 3 letters selling pretty regularly on NameJet for $20,000.
Yeah, I mean, we've sold some on there for over 50,000, but not all 3letter.coms are created equal. It all comes down to the letter combinations. I mean, this is a double premium, not a triple premium. Y is not a premium letter. However, because it's pronounceable, that puts a premium on it. If this was not pronounceable, if this was, ymi.com, you'd be looking at more like 6, 7, 8 grand. The pronounceability adds another 30 to 50% on top of that. If it's got traffic, might add another 100%. HCK is another good example. It's a typo of several words, including hack. And, hacking has it's actually gotten away from its negative connotation, and it sort of is the buzzword in Silicon Valley now. Everything's a hack. It's like, if you're a good programmer, you're a hack. So, and there's life hack, and there's a million different things. So that could be used as, that could be used as a brand, really, even though there's no vowel in it. Because it's a typo of hack, it could be used nicely. But technically, from an investor standpoint, and NameJet is ultimately a wholesale investor marketplace, the K is not a premium letter. It's a tier 2. There's 3 tiers of letters, and K is a tier 2 letter. So, it's not a triple premium, as we call it. Which would, if it's a triple premium, it's more or less got a $14,000, $15,000 floor. I think that floor has even moved up a little bit lately. So I think that's probably a 12 to 15,000 if I had to guess. That's what it's going to sell at. I think if it wasn't a typo or a potentially pronounceable as hack brand, I think it would be more like 9 to 11 grand. And I think that because there is some inclination there, maybe it's 12 to 15. I like greencleaners.com a lot. In fact, we use a green dry cleaner, and so I think that's a great brand. Those companies make a lot of money. So that's I think that's I'd certainly buy that name up to $2,500 and be hoping to sell it for 25,000 plus. Master's Degree Online, great name. Not a huge search, but it's got a few thousand searches. I think that wholesales at 5 to 10 grand. What else? That's it. That's what I like.
All right. Thanks, Drew. Adam, let's go over to you. What do you like on the NameJet list and why?
So I'll start with, first of all, I think both opinions so far have been pretty good, but mine's going to be better. We'll see about that. Paige, where's your head? You've lost your head. I don't see Paige's
sorry.
Anyway,
there it is.
All right. So, computer school, I do like. I agree with Paige. It's a great name. Engineering colleges, good. I would prefer it, though, as a singular because I just want to go to one engineering college. I'm not going to two. Finance careers, great name. Good name. Green cleaners, my friend and compatriot Drew liked that. He better be careful because as a cleaners that cleans shirts and pants, it's a good name, but it would probably be more local clientele. People aren't going to ship their stuff in long distance. And as a cleaner, like a spray or something, it's not bad either. But
there's a franchise.
Yeah, there's also about 20 active trademarks on green cleaners.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Be careful, Mr. Drew. Group shopping, not bad. HCK, I agree more with Paige on this one. It is a good three-letter. It would match my homecircumcisionkit.com domain very well, although I wouldn't recommend it at home, but I do own it. You'd be surprised at things people try at home. Anyway, it just comes with a pair of scissors and some tape, and it's about $40. But anyway, and a Band-Aid. So that's HCK is a good domain name. It'll sell for 25 plus. It's a great three-letter.
You think it'll sell for 25 on NameJet or 25 retail?
Retail, it could go as high as 30 to 40. NameJet will go probably around 17 to 25.
Huh.
Master degree online, great name, great CPC, $17, 12,000 is the appraisal. I put it higher than that. It's got good search results. People want their degrees online. They want to find a way they can buy them, get them, whatever they want. I think I have something about fake diplomas or fake degrees that it's just for pay-per-click, but it gets good traffic. Anyway, master degrees online, if people can get them legitimately, it's a good place. Lots of people working part-time that want degrees so that they can have a degree and be more unemployed. But anyway, it's good for them. Mummy, a decent pronounceable four-letter. Not bad. Good traffic. Don't know what I'd do with it. Bob, same thing. Not crazy about that one. Nutrition shake. It's okay, but grammatically it's so-so. It's not bad. Phone services, again, very good. Although home phone service is one of the 10 things they say that we should drop in 2014. People are using their cell phones a lot more. Police uniforms, Paige, if they could get them at the corner store, we'd all be in trouble.
I know, right?
Sorry?
There's got to be some regulation around who can sell police uniforms.
Huge regulations. You have to go to your police department. They recommend specific in-house people that sell them. Same way you can't just take them anywhere, get cleaned, so you get robbed and somebody goes and impersonates a police officer. So you won't be able to use it for much. Although it is a good brandable name, unless you're selling Halloween costumes or something, I'm not sure what you're going to sell there. YIM, I do like that one because it's pronounceable. It stands for Youth and Ministry plus of some other things that it stands for. It is a good name, despite what Drew thinks. I think it's pronounceable. I think it's pronounceable. I think it's a good name. There are a lot of famous. It's a very big last name in Korea and Hong Kong. To me personally, I would take it because it does mean Yahoo Instant Messenger, and that's the premium one. So the traffic on it will probably be huge for a long time. Obviously, I wouldn't target anything to do with instant messaging. I'd probably change my last name to Adam Yim and target my new Korean community.
All right. What do you guys think is the floor value for three-letter .coms nowadays?
25. Are you talking retail or wholesale?
Retail. I'm sorry. Wholesale. What do you think the floor value for a wholesale with the worst three letters you could find?
15.
1,500?
No, come on.
What? What do you think?
Not 1,500. 4,500?
That's right.
For like ZXZ?
You own DN Forum. Go on DN Forum.
No, I own DNF
no,
too.
I mean, if I own like
$1 million bucks.
Yeah, I know, but go on DN Forum. There's people selling shit three letters for $5,000.
As a matter of fact, that's going to be our new slogan. Come get your shit three-letter domain
You
name.
should have a category. Shit
three letters Drew would not buy.
No, I think Drew's right about 4,500 for crap ones, but anything with decent letters in it, you're looking at 15 plus minimum.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way you're going to get 3 good letters in it. It's going to be less than 15.
No, yeah, but we're talking about the lowest possible price for a three-letter, and I think that's around $4,500. But again, it comes back to there's 3 tiers of letters, and you can have mixes of the different tiers. But if you've got a triple crap, okay, you're talking $4,500. If you've got a triple second tier, you're talking 8 to 9,000, 10,000, maybe 12 at the high end. And then if you've got, but we're talking about floor values. So let's say if you've got a triple second, you're talking 7,000, 8,000. And if you've got a triple premium, okay, first tier, then you're talking 14, 15 as a floor. Okay, none of them are selling under that. There may be the rare exception at 13 or something, but nothing for at least 18 months. Nothing is selling. No triple premiums are selling under that, unless you really pick somebody off, right? I mean,
right.
There's a lot of guys going out there and contacting the old lady whose husband died and she doesn't know what it's worth, and they get it for $3,000, then it's worth 15.
Yeah, I'll throw out an offer right now: $10K for a terrible triple letter xxx.com. If anybody wants to sell it for $10K, let me know.
But I think there's a different. I think, normally we could talk about the wholesale retail spread being 10 to 1 or 100 to 1, and I think in names that have high liquidity, like three-letter names, you have a lot more comfort when you buy it that you may pay $4,500 and the floor is $4,000, so you have a lot more equity of the amount of money you put up. But you may not always have the 10 to 101 spread because, even though your upside's great, it's not the same as buying a name for $200 and then the perfect guy comes along and pays $20,000. So I think when you're buying three letters, you have much more comfort that you're paying a little bit above, maybe what someone else would pay, but then the spread's a little narrower, and that's the trade-off, really. And anything that can be quantified, like when Drew talks about premium letters and non-premium letters, it seems like every time we quantify something like that, it lets people come into our business feel like they don't have to think. They can just go by these rules, and then they buy and sell based upon the rules. But when you own a name and you can't sell it, the rules don't do you any good. So, I mean, it's still, get back to what you really think about a name. The rules are good guidelines, but we don't have a business yet. Like in the stock exchange, I show up with 100 shares of Apple, I'm going to get a price. I got a house, I'm going to show up, I'm going to get a price. I got something, I'm going to show up, I'm going to get a price. But if you're new to our business and you're watching the show and you see a name sell for something else and you go buy a name just like it, there is no bank teller window that you can go to and say, hey, I've got this name, I'm supposed to get this much for it. I mean, we just don't have that type of situation yet.
Well, that's not true. Anybody with a three-letter.com can come to this bank window, and we will buy it for you. I mean, there is a floor. There is a liquid price of three-letter.coms, and we'd be more than happy to pay you that liquid price if you need cash. I agree 100% with what Paige said in the sense of, the higher the liquidity value, the more liquid market there is, the less margin you're relying on. So, yes, I'm willing to pay, 18 to 20 grand for a really good triple premium three-letter.com because I know that my downside is maybe 10%, but my upside, is limitless. I mean, you could get a company like Philip Morris that bought PMI.com for like $1.2 million. You could get, you could sell this name for 6 or 7 figures because it's a three-letter acronym, and if the right company wants it, it's worth that 6 or 7 figures. But at the same time, if I need liquidity, I'm either going to make a little bit of money or I'm going to lose a little bit of money, but I'm going to be more or less, let's say, if I stick to the rules, and there are a clear set of rules, and for those of you that don't know about it, there's a website called 3character.com. I don't even know who owns that, but it's been online for a long time. They track good data. I don't necessarily agree with the valuations that they post all the time, and I'm not even sure if they update those very often. But they do lay out the rules very well, and those are the rules that the guys that are regularly trading these assets, these three-letter.coms, these are the rules that those guys follow, including myself. So when I'm on DN Forum or I'm on a private chat or I'm on NameJet and I'm trying to establish what would I pay for this domain, I'm going by those rules. Is this a triple premium, a double premium, a single premium, or is this just a three-letter with low quality letters that only has value because it's short?
Right.
So, he's right in the sense that people are willing to trade off, higher liquidity for lower potential margins, but there is a set of rules. This is 2 letters, 3 letters, CV, CV, 4 letters. These things have a floor. Okay, this is the reason people are willing to run them on NameJet at no reserve or on Sato with no reserve, because they know that it will not sell below a certain price unless it's Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And nobody's watching, right?
All right, the bank of MediaOptions is open. Adam took a picture of it and just printed it off. Adam. There is the teller window. Drew is on break right now. So, there you go. How did Scott Pruitt do on this week's picks? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Great job.
Nice job, Scott. Adam, you're
Hold
maybe
on,
the best list yet.
What,
Mike?
Adam?
Before I'm done, I do like, for development purposes, I like computer school the best. I could develop out something pretty huge. And
Well, hell yeah, and I'd send my mom to computer school too, so I wouldn't have to do like remote assistance with her.
And I have something new for when Drew decides to ramble about the horrible status of these 3letter.coms. Here you go.
No, but I'm not talking about a horrible status. I'm saying that, these are there's a set of rules. I don't think that it's a horrible status. I think, the liquid value of these 3 letters, I think it's at an all-time high, if anything. I don't think that they've ever been liquid at a higher price than they are today. I think we've kind of stalled out because they've been at this valuation now for maybe a year, maybe 18 months. And I think it's a very high value. I mean, when you think about it, that domain investors are willing to lay out 20 to 25 grand for some of these triple premiums on NameJet, they're at the end of the day, I talk to end users all day long about domains, and regardless of what the domain is, it's a select group of people that are willing to lay out 25 grand for any domain. So, I think if anything, I'm saying the status of the 3-letter market is very good at the moment.
All right, Sherpas, we're entering the lightning round. Today we're playing Name That Price. Drew Rosener is the reigning champion. It's his first time, I think, on the top of Sherpa Mountain. So let's see if another Sherpa is going to push him off this week. Here's how the game works. I name 3 domain names that sold in the past 12 months to end users. I have verified that they're end user sales. You write down a price that you think it's sold at. No looking them up search volume, no doing computer searches, no asking your wife. Closest answer wins. First up, the domain name is thisisme.com. A 3-word phrase. Thisisme.com. What do you think it's sold for? Write down your answers. All right, Drew is quick to write down his answer. Drew has $2,800. Paige has $12,000, off from his normal $13,500.
Oh, Adam's cheating.
Adam,
He wants to be higher or lower than one of us.
What is your number?
Waiting too long.
I'm gonna wait to ask everybody to hold up at the same time when you're all done, and you gotta unmute
we gotta
them.
do that.
All right. What do you hold it? $6,000. All right. Adam's got $6,000, and the correct answer is $59,000 on domain name sales. So Paige
No
gets
way.
a W on that one. No way. Why do you say no way?
Thisisme.com sold for 59 grand.
Dude, Frank Schilling and his team are hard. You
Wow,
can't get them
that's
down.
balls of steel. That's balls of steel.
This is me ensures that the person you are speaking to in an online conversation is who they say they are. They provide verification of personal data stored online. They say they effectively and significantly reduce the time required for online administrative tasks. They've got partners with Visa and PayPal, I think I saw.
Wow, that's a.
They seem to be solving some sort of issue with user verification online. And I guess domain name sales either realized that it was I don't know. If you own that, would you hold out for $60K? What would you offer it at?
First guy to offer me $2,500 would have had it.
What do you think, Paige? You were closest to it.
As the winner, I'd like to say a few things.
Yes.
So
What's your
I
acceptance
actually
speech?
thought it was going to go a different way. I thought it was going to go, there's so much with this Snapchatting and people saying, what do you think of me? Do you like this outfit? You know what I mean? I thought maybe it was going to go that direction. But, we don't know what these things are worth. And the biggest attribute I'm starting to think of in the price of a domain name is the expectations of the seller. You know what I mean? And this name, if Drew owned it, it's a $2,500 name. And if someone else owns it, it's a $60,000 name. And I think that's the biggest thing. If someone's out there looking for the name, who the seller is could be the most important factor of anything in terms of what the name.
Right.
What the name
Next.
is.
No comment, Adam. You thought it was worth $6K. You would have taken $6K.
No, I mean, I think it's sold. I'm with Drew. It sold way too high, but it beat us in the game. So let's go to round 2.
All right, round 2. Next up, another 3-word phrase: secretsofsuccess.com. Now, write down your number and don't hold it up till everybody's done. Secretsofsuccess.com. I would do the Jeopardy theme if my voice wasn't letting out. Paige looks busy writing down an answer. Adam, you look done? Don't hold it up yet. Oh, no, he's still writing. All right, everybody's done? Hold him up. Oh, Adam's still writing. There we go. All right, Adam got 9. Adam got 4,000. Drew got 19,000. And Paige got, I can't see it, Paige.
Paige, hold it up.
4,000. 4,000.
4,000. Was that right side? All right. So Adam said 4,000 and Paige said 4,000. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And Drew went amazingly high. I think I should ask Drew, before I even tell you what the answer is, why did you think it was worth 15,000 more than Adam and Paige?
Well, there's actually no particular reason, but really, my mindset was this: secretsofsuccess.com. It's going to be some multi-level marketing or some affiliate guy. They make a lot of money.
That doesn't mean they're stupid.
They throw around a lot of money, and so I thought, well, the guy that registered the domain, probably went out at 25. This guy just said, "All right, I'll take it for 19 grand because he wanted to have his product out the door tomorrow." But I actually didn't even think about it that much.
Huh. All right. Based on what, and none of you know who is correct, based on what Drew just said, Adam and Paige, would you change your answer now? Or do you still think it's worth 4,000?
No, I think that just because those guys have money doesn't mean they're stupid. They actually happen to be very cheap. So
The
I don't
MLM
think
guys?
I would keep my answer and be happy.
Paige?
And I think Drew's answer that we really don't know is what most buyers need to realize right now is, what's this name worth? And I'll pay what it's worth. And what's it worth? We really don't know in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
And
All
so,
right.
Come on, Paige. Would you change your answer, Paige?
no, because I think I'm playing Mike Seiger on this one. I'm saying he went way high, and now he's going way low.
All right. The answer is $3,400 on NameJet. So we've got a two-way tie on that one for Adam and Paige. I'm not sure how we're going to settle this up. I guess you both get a W on that one. The background, it looks like the service started off as Rules to Success. They purchased Secrets of Success off of NameJet, and then they rebranded to that. They're operating both sites. The site says, unlike spending hours reading books and listening to CDs, with Secrets of Success, you will be spending not more than a few minutes a day to get condensed, powerful knowledge, and in some cases, motivation to get you through the day. I don't know. Could be.
Well, that's true because I'm motivated now because Drew can't win no matter what. So Paige is probably.
I can't lose. I can only tie.
That is true. All
But
right.
let me throw in, because we haven't hammered new TLDs today, I want to hammer new TLDs. There is no way
we
in the
hammer new
world
TLDs on Wednesdays, Paige.
There is no way that you would ever register secrets of .success. So this whole idea that the dot is just as good or with this and that and the other, it's what's left of the
What
dot.
do you mean you would never register Secrets of .success? Didn't Mike Berkens, and he didn't, but I thought he registered. Didn't you register like buy a .horse or sell a .horse or?
Oh, good timing. Good timing.
Man, he's got them everywhere. He's got them everywhere.
Hold on, that's because Michael's voice was hoarse, and I want him to feel a little bit better. But I didn't know he was going to mention .horse.
All right. All right, forget it. Forget that question. We're moving right along. Here's the third round. Adam can tie it up. Drew, you've just fallen off the mountain, buddy. I don't know. It must have been vacation. Pulled you out of the game. And then Paige, don't blow it, bud. It's yours to lose. Last up, the final third word phrase of the day. Cashforcars.org. Cashforcars.org. Sold about a year ago. Write down your answer. Don't hold it up yet. All right. Let's see here. Drew looks like he's done. He's always the first guy to fill in all those bubbles on the test and then look around the room. Am I the only one done so far? Paige.
Yep, that was me, actually.
Adam is done. Paige. All right, boys. Hold them up. What do you got? Adam's got $6,000. Drew has $7,000. Oh, Paige is playing a right side card, 2406. $6,000, $7,000, $2,406, and the correct answer is $55,000 on GoDaddy Auctions.
Oh! So Paige wins.
Paige gets a win.
I think we need a tiebreaker for second and third place.
Forget it. There's no joy in losing.
Drew win?
Cash for Cars, it is literally a Cash for Cars website. .org,
that's a huge industry.
It's a huge industry. If it was cashforcars.com, it would be $1 million. There's no trademarks on Cash for Cars that are valid right now. Is the .org worth $55,000?
Yes.
To the buyer it is.
To a retail buyer. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You know
I don't know what the search volume is, but I know it's big.
What is that, 2 cars, 3 cars?
I don't know. They buy cheap cars, though. It can't be that much. They only make like $500 a car, $1,000 a car.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of cars.
Couple hundred in most cases.
All right, boys. Nice job. Congratulations, Paige, King of the Mountain. I mean, Sherpa of the Mountain today. 30 seconds apiece to promote anything you want. Let's start with Paige, the champion. What's going on this week, Paige?
Come on down to the outlet. We added a bunch of Geo names, and if you haven't updated your Geo Plus portfolio in a while, maybe 10 years ago you would have bought directory and guide and all that stuff, and now you need to update it because you need to own 3D printing, apps, and some cooler stuff. So we have some Geo with cooler stuff after it names on the outlet this week.
All right. Drew, what's going on over there?
Well, I'm happy to report that we're 2 for 2 with our domain promotions. We sold, I promoted it was a couple weeks ago because I went on vacation now, but we had freegames.com, and then the following week we sold it, and then the following week we promoted IE.com, and now I can happily report that we have sold that. And
nice. And what did you sell those to? Is it public? Or what did you sell them for?
Sorry, what?
I asked, what did you sell them for? How much?
Yeah, I can't report that, unfortunately. But actually, in both cases, it was just under the reserve price or the price that we.
And what were the reserve prices?
Yeah, what were the
just
reserves?
under the price that we promoted the names at on DomainSherpa.
So I have to go back and look, but I seem to recall it was like over $1 million for both. I got to go back and look.
Confirm or deny.
I can't remember. Can neither confirm nor deny. Congratulations on that.
This week, to see if we can go for 3 for 3, I would like to announce that we are selling tickets.net. Tickets.net. I'm going to go for 3B here. Tickets.net, businesscards.org, and stroller.com. We're talking about 3 names, all of which could be a turnkey business tomorrow.
Turnkey. All right. There are 3 domains: tickets.net, what do you say? Businesscards.org?
Yep.
Businesscards.org and stroller.com. All right. I can't wait to hear which one you sold. Hopefully it'll be all of them.
Hopefully.
Anything going on over on DN Forum, conferences you have coming up?
The first one is if you've got a sore throat, like Michael Seiger, there's only one thing you should get, and that's Chloraseptic, made for you to get rid of that dry, horsey throat.
Where did you?
We
Do you
all
just have
know-
those on your desk? Where did you get
Nobody
those?
wants a horsey throat. We need to get Chloroseptic. DNF College Season 3 starting next Monday. All videos, going to be very good. You can get to it from dnforum.com. I'm also starting a new mentor program next Monday. Details will be announced Monday.
When are you going to start a live TV stream of DNF College where we get to see people fighting and arguing and smoking out outside and stuff like that?
I think you may be confusing us with other forums, so I don't know. Our guys are, straightforward. All they do is sit in their suits at the computer all day. And
All right, no reality TV for DNF College.
No, I'd hate to see that show.
All right, I interrupted you. You were going to promote something else.
No, just DNF College starting Season 3. It's been very popular. It's not Orange is the New Black, but it's still good. And if you haven't seen that series, watch it. It's really cool. It's funny.
That's what I've heard.
And then I'm also starting a mentoring program starting next Monday. Details will be posted on adamdicker.com.
adamdicker.com, personal mentor program. And is it going to be free or is it going to be for a fee?
No, there'll be a fee, but it'll be one of those things where whatever the fee is, you'll definitely make a lot more than the fee back, and money you're going to save or money you're going to make on domain names or investments. And I'm also looking for people to invest in, not to invest, but to help run businesses because I've got more than I can handle. So I'm looking for some really hardworking people that want to run their own business that I've created.
You've got a lot of kids.
I do, and 2 of them are working now full-time for the summer.
Nice. All right. I was thinking, would it be fun to have each of us submit 10 domain names that we want to sell, put a price on them, and then have each other make fun of the domain names on a show?
Sure, I'm in.
Sure. I'd love to be a submitter.
And for Noor, I'd love to rip into Drew over there. I mean,
I'm going to have Newer submit comments against all your portfolios.
Good.
Hey, Drew, you seem
It would save
hesitant.
me having to make a donation under a fake name.
Howie Pages.
Hey, Drew, you sound hesitant. You don't want us making fun of your portfolio?
No, we could do that. We could.
They're all going to be marijuana names anyway.
I know. I'll have to figure out some other criteria to make sure we get everybody's crappy domains, not the best ones.
Drew, make sure you put in some crappy 3 letters that you got or something. For
There's no such
$4,500.
thing. There's ultimately no such thing as a crappy 3-letter because if they're all worth $4,500 or more, then that's not so bad.
Yeah,
Well, it depends what you paid for it.
Exactly.
that is true.
Exactly.
And then, Mike, we can let the audience, if they want to submit their own review of our portfolios, they can submit it in the comments. You know
That
what
would
I
be
mean?
awesome.
Yeah,
And
they-
Mike,
We should do that.
just because you're an announcer doesn't mean you shouldn't put in 10 names.
All right. If you receive benefit from today's show, please post a comment below and thank the Sherpas. Domenclature. I think that's what his name is. I'm not even sure what his real name is. Dude, take it easy in the comments. I am giving you credit right now for coming up with the Name That Price game. You suggested, hey, how about people, what did he suggest? How about people submit their portfolios for review? I think that's what he said.
This is the credit you can barely remember.
I know. Well, I got so pissed off. Now I'm blocking. I don't know. Anyways, there you go, Domenclature. You made some good comments in the past. I'm giving you credit for them. Way to go. Thanks to Noor Manji for submitting his portfolio for review and making a generous donation to help find a cure for cancer. Thanks to NameJet for submitting their portfolio, sucking me into the auction today, up to $1,000. Great platform. And thanks again to our Domain Sherpas for sharing all their experience and insights. We'll see you all next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.